And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum. That's Kyle. Kyle, how are we doing today?
Hello.
Oh, don't.
Hello.
Don't do that. Can't get hard at the start of the show.
Um, Good. Yeah, I've got a new mic. Well, I've got a hand-me-down of your mic, so I should sound a bit better. Instead of using this fucking thing.
Yep.
Callum got a radiator instead. He's gonna be talking through that.
Because we all love heat.
Yeah. I'm having to makeshift it because I don't have an arm at the moment to keep it up. I've got like this little Spider-Man holder. And he's just kind of chilling on my desk. But shit, I mean, it works.
Yeah. Press the up button on it just one more time.
Okie dokie. How do I sound now?
So it sounds better on one more down.
Right, how about now?
You sound a bit quieter.
Do I sound okay now?
You sound more up.
Right, okay. What about now?
That's all right. The live, genuine experience of Movies and Beyond. Shit we should sort out before, but we do it while we're rolling. Because we don't care. No, we do care. And I'll tell you what I do care about a lot. This first story. Gen V has debuted on Rotten Tomatoes with a 100%, 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Now, full disclosure, this is only 25 reviews. But this is possibly a good indication of where this show is going to land up with its Rotten Tomato score. It'll probably maybe finish at about a 90 or a high 80s. So this is always good to see. Obviously, Gen V comes out on Friday. We'll probably do our review for it on Saturday because we're seeing the creator on Friday. But yeah, Gen V, 100% at the moment, at time of recording. This is another win for the universe of the boys. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Good that it's, I was a little skeptical and, I'm looking forward to it. It's more The Boys, but it's very different from that, especially that trailer, the latest trailer we got. It felt very different.
Well, I think that's good, that it's really differentiating itself from
Yeah.
The Boys.
So, with that being said, I didn't know if it would would this appeal to people who are a fan of The Boys? I know it's a spin-off of The Boys, but would it target that audience? And I feel like it probably has done, considering it's got like such a great score. So, it's got me a bit more excited for it now. I can't lie.
Yeah, that last trailer definitely got me a bit more excited. It was like, oh, this is actually a different sort of show than what I was expecting. I was just expecting like a dumb college rip-off of The Boys, but it turns out looks like it's going to be a little bit deeper than that. Some other stuff going on in there, and yeah,
it feels less like I know it's still a spin-off, but it feels less like, when you say spin-off, you think of something that's smaller, but it's to do with. This feels like it's just going to be its own thing that's going to be running alongside The Boys. I feel like it's going to be,
yeah.
It's definitely going to have multiple seasons.
The initial plan with Gen V and The Boys season 4 was, this. I heard this a long time ago. So, the initial plan was, Gen V and The Boys season 4 were going to come out around the same time, and 1 week, at like the beginning of the week, you'd get an episode of Gen V, and then at the end of the week, you'd get an episode of The Boys, and they'd kind of bounce off each other like that. Obviously, that's bit too much hard work though, trying to make sure your show fits with that other person's show, and really you should just let them do their own thing. But yeah, 100%, it can only go down from here. So yeah, it can't get any better than this. Only 25 reviews. It'll probably get a few more. TV don't usually get as much, but yeah, we'll have to see what it's like on tomorrow, and by Friday, well, Saturday when we do our review, we can tell you exactly what we think of it. I'm coming down to yours on Saturday. We're gonna watch it.
This Saturday, or is it?
Yeah, it'll be this week.
I'm working.
Oh no, I'm also working.
I'm not working next weekend though.
I'm not working next weekend, and Loki comes out next Friday. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, the DCU. The DCU. James Gunn has confirmed 3 people who are definitely in his new universe. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, John Cena as Peacemaker, and Zola Madrena as Blue Beetle. He said these guys are definitely in there. So, what are your thoughts on this? Of them actually, we knew he was going to keep Viola Davis because they're doing the Waller TV show, and he said some people from Team Peacemaker are going to be in that. And he's also mentioned Zola Madrena before, saying, "Oh yeah, he'll carry over." We thought it might have just been a marketing thing for Blue Beetle, so people actually went out and saw Blue Beetle, but looks like he's sticking around. I actually like that kid. Damn right you're keeping John Cena. And Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is perfect casting. But yeah, what do you think of this?
I think it'll probably confuse people a little bit. I
Yeah.
can't lie. It will definitely confuse a couple people, but it will still be like a case of I feel like I'm moving in slow motion in the vid here. Um, yeah, sorry, just something's up with my PC today. There's a little bit of technical issue. Tried fixing it. I think I fixed it. Anyways, I'm glad Peacemaker is. I think I'd be happy if Peacemaker wasn't, because I know we're getting a season 2 and it's not really going to be connected with the new DC. It
Yeah.
it's just its own little thing, which I'm fine with. It could have been kept in or left out. It doesn't really matter. Amanda Waller, yeah, I'm down for that. She's been great in everything we've seen her in, even in
The bad film?
the bad Suicide Squad. Um,
We won't say which one it is though, so we don't anger anyone.
mhm.
It's the first one.
It's the first one. Um, it's fucking horrible. Um, but yeah, no. So with Blue Beetle, again, yeah, I agree. I liked him. He was the problem I had with that film is it didn't focus on him. I said that in our review. It didn't focus on him. The film's called Blue Beetle, and it kind of focused on him a little bit, and then it kind of went on to his family, and then to the corpo woman. I feel like it tried to jam too much in that film. It could have easily been, some bits could have been diced down, and it could have been like a really good, solid standalone, just focusing on Blue Beetle. But it didn't do that. The film doesn't really technically matter. But yeah, I liked the character Blue Beetle. I just want to see more of him, and if they're gonna provide that in the new DCU, then hell yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah. Going off what you were saying, John Cena's Peacemaker. If, a part of me's like, no, keep it by itself, let him just do his own thing. And he don't have to worry about anything then. But then part of me's also going, well, James Gunn, kind of put this character to the forefront with the show. And James Gunn can actually include John Cena's Peacemaker in really interesting ways. Imagine if John Cena as a Peacemaker was part of the Justice League. I know it probably won't happen.
I think you know what Peacemaker's great. He's a
Yeah.
great character. His show is phenomenally great. It's funny. It's just so good. If you're not a fan of the Suicide Squad movie, the good one, and you still you're a bit skeptical. It's like, oh, it's Peacemaker. Yeah, he was kind of funny in the film. Go watch the show. Honestly, it's in some circumstances it's a little bit better than the film.
Yeah.
I beat them
I,
both.
I like both, but I'd say Peacemaker's better than the Suicide Squad.
Exactly, yeah. I think I've not seen much of the DC TV shows. I know they're very big into that, but for me personally, from what I've heard, it so far is the best one, and I don't think anything's really topped it. Or
Yeah.
even with Marvel, I think if we're talking Marvel Disney Plus, it's better than all the Marvel Disney Plus.
We're 100%. Daredevil, Netflix
Daredevil's the
might have
exception.
a bit of competition there.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
But
there's definitely competition there. But other than that, it is, it is a great show, and John Cena is fucking hilarious, man. Like, I know, um, my girlfriend Zara, she's a bit skeptical on watching it because she's not the biggest fan of John Cena,
neither was
and
I.
I'm like,
Neither was I until I watched
yeah,
the Suicide Squad.
yeah, exactly. So, it, Callum obviously watched it. I was like, yeah, he's the funny guy, whatever. Fuck me, he's so funny. He's so great as like just he's the man. And then you've got Vigilante as well.
Oh, you just
Uh,
made me think about Vigilante.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Vigilante is just the best, man.
Hashtag
I
me
hope
too.
hashtag me too, man, all the way. So yeah, I'm fine with Peacemaker and John Cena coming. I'm glad. I'll say that.
More
Go
Peacemaker, the
watch the
better.
show. Go watch the show though.
And we
It's
know, we
great.
know season 2 is going to be the next thing that James Gunn works on personally. After he's finished with Superman. So yeah, definitely Peacemaker. 100% happy about Amanda Waller's. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. Yes, 100%. And Zola Madrana.
You know what? I know we've had like a lot of really good casting, but I don't think a lot of people appreciate Amanda Waller, the casting they did for that character. It's so good, man. Like she's intimidating as fuck. She's scary. Like even in the Suicide Squad, the good one, the second one, she's just really sort of intimidating in that. Like when she loses the sort of
Task
um,
Force X.
yeah,
Yeah.
when she well, but at the end of the film when she's talking to Idris Elba's character, Bloodsport, and she's like he's kind of
Got one up on her.
got one up. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for. She's still very like to like even to the rest of them when she got hit in the fucking face. I mean,
Yeah. And
yeah,
she's looking out into the the office, thinking, "You bastards, I'm
you
gonna get you."
motherfuckers. Yeah,
And
yeah. I
that's
mean, 'cause
why,
she's a scary
Economos and
character.
Hill, is it Hill or Hale? What's James Gunn's wife's character called?
I think it's Hill. No,
Yeah,
it's not Hill. It's not Hill. If it were Hill, I'd be like, oh, like Maria Hill from
yeah.
Avengers. I don't think it is.
Anyway, her character. That's why they get sent on the mission to look after Peacemaker as like a punishment.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's
And
clearly
you know what as well? Sorry. And Amanda Waller's daughter as well. Great
yeah,
casting.
yeah.
Great character. Go watch
La-
Peacemaker. Go watch
Leota de Bio. But yeah, I'm happy for all these guys to return, and I know people are going to be saying, "What about Henry Cavill? What about all these other people who will not be returning? What about Ben Affleck?" James Gunn has clearly got a plan, and if these people don't fit into his plan, that's how it's got to be. Now, people are like, you can't pick and choose. It's not fair. CEO of DC Studios means he can pick and choose. So, there's no going back on it now. Just accept what's happening and hope for the best. But yeah. Anyway, Kyle, more review news. Thought I'd break it up a bit today. The Creator, we're seeing it on Friday. It's coming out now, about 78% Rotten Tomatoes. It's good, nice high score. Obviously, we say this all the time. A Rotten Tomato score does not mean a film is good, and it does not mean a film is bad. It literally, it's more of like an indicator of this percentage of critics liked it. So this could mean, I think it's got 101 reviews. A majority of them critics gave it a 6 out of 10 or higher. That's all it means. But it's still nice to see. Pretty decent high score. We was hearing things coming out of the early reactions like this could be the best film of the year and stuff like that. Is this kind of tempered your expectations now? Just a little?
No. I'm gonna say no. because of just the record of Gareth Edwards, the director. Um, a lot of people like I was deterred of watching Godzilla for a long time, just because I heard, oh, Godzilla's not in the film that much. It's not really that good. I love the first Godzilla movie. I think it's still the best one out of the whole monsters. The universe that they're building.
I think Skull Island's the best. I really like Skull Island a lot.
I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it. I love Godzilla though. I think
I really liked Brie Larson in it. Sorry, just trying to wind people up. To be honest, I did like her in it. I thought she was pretty good. She played well with Tom Hiddleston.
I liked all the cast in that film. Like I said, I liked the film. I don't love it. It was a nice twist on the Kong stuff. But anyways,
The creator.
Yeah. With that, it's like I feel like this film's gonna really, you're gonna love it or you're not gonna be really on board with it.
Yeah.
And I so far Gareth Edwards, he's not let me down. Rogue One I think is phenomenal. Probably the best Star Wars Disney
But the
movie.
thing with Rogue One is, which we need to acknowledge, is Tony Gilroy did come in and shoot a lot more stuff for that film in the end. And that's the guy who's doing Andor at the moment. But I do believe that some of Gareth Edwards' vision is still there, in that film. You can definitely tell with some of the shots, definitely the perspective shots. And I don't think it was 100% redone.
Yeah, no, but we heard the early reactions that this was like this is like a cult classic. It's
Yeah.
by movie and stuff like that. I cannot wait now. I'm very excited. I don't think anything can knock me down for the excitement because I just know that some people are going to say, oh, it's missing this, it's missing that. And it's like, well, it's not trying to do that. Like Godzilla, yes, it had a big monster in it, but it was still a very grounded story. I don't think that a lot of people understood that. I love the story of Aaron Taylor-Johnson's character. I love with Bryan Cranston as well. I just love the it's a big mystery kind of thing, and I feel like this is what we're gonna get with the creator. There's gonna be a bit of a mystery to it.
Well, yeah, it's
well,
a nice new original IP, which we don't get a right lot these days, and when we do, people don't go out and see it. This film is being projected to not make a lot of money, but
the thing with this film, for me personally, I'm a little bit deterred by it just because of the style. I'm not a big, massive fan of the style of it with like the robots and stuff like that. Only because it's remember Chappie?
Yes, Neil Blomkamp's film.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of that with the robots and stuff. But I think that this will do it a lot more seriously and it do it very, very well. Because I feel like it was a bit of a joke when it came to, they were just kind of there. Whereas this is going to actually, it's not going to just be these robots and stuff. They've really shown there's loads of levels to this technology. Yeah. Whereas in that film, it was just kind of, oh, you've got a robot and then there's nothing else that's really technically advanced. It's one of those weird, stupidly odd things where it's like you've got this great technology and then you're still driving around in a car kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like there should be flying cars if there's walking robots.
I think that was the thing with Chappie though. I'm going to defend the film a little bit here. I don't want to. It was supposed to be, look at this amazing thing in this broken world.
It was just the whole thing of the robots. It didn't convince me.
No.
But it's just like it will with the whole, there's that thing in orbit with that weird shield thing. The big massive tanks that are rolling in. I'm excited. I can't wait. And obviously, I'm excited to see what
John David Washington does in the role.
This guy does here, because the last one we saw him in was Tenet. And he was great in that. I'm still. I think you probably like it a little bit more.
I think I like Tenet more than most people. I've got this weird thing in my head where it's like I feel like I know what's going on, but I just can't explain it. But that's just me. Like I think it's the biggest idiots who think they know what they're on about. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Christopher Nolan film. You're always going to have that one film that's going to be your favourite Christopher Nolan film. Like mine's Interstellar. Maybe yours is 10. Who knows? But yeah.
No, I wouldn't say it's my favourite Nolan film, but it's
Oh, no.
Oh, and do you know what? Let's keep it on Nolan right now because it's going to lead perfectly into our next topic, Kyle.
Okay.
Right. Bond 26. Apparently, Chris Nolan is the front runner. But do you remember what we reported a couple months back? His Way or No Way. If they want Chris Nolan to do this film, he wants it to be a period piece. He wants it to be set in the past. MGM, obviously the owners, they want it to be set in the modern era. But if I were them, yes, Chris Nolan. Whatever you want, Chris Nolan. You want to make Bond films for us? Yes. How much money do you need to make these Bond films? $1 trillion. Okay, there you go. What do you think MGM should do in this situation?
I'll say this. Obviously, they need a bit of control because obviously they're
Well,
you know.
and the people who own the rights to Bond as well are very, very protective of it. They get a say in who's cast. You know, they get a say in what stuff's in the film. They even get a say on, I'm pretty sure, like the final cut of the film. Because the Bond rights are owned by a studio. I think it's owned by a family, and they are very, very protective of the rights. I forget the name of the family, but
The Bond family.
yes.
So with that, I'd say, I mean, the whole theory is like, oh, Bond is like a title that a person earns, kind of thing. Not earns, but that it passes down.
Yeah. But that kind of got
theory.
disproved, didn't it, with Skyfall? Oh, well, you don't know because you haven't seen them.
Oh, fucking clue. No,
That got disproved with Skyfall.
Oh, fair enough. So with it being a period piece, obviously they then need to. They probably will cast someone new. Obviously we know the whole situation with Daniel. Is it
Craig?
Daniel Craig. He's fucking great, by the way. Like, I think he was like the Bond guy for me for such a long time, and I was like, I'm never really interested in the film, but anything else outside of it is he's fantastic. Logan Lucky. It's just one of them. Go watch that. It's fucking hilarious. It's
Knives
great.
Out, Glass Onion.
Absolutely, yeah. I like Knives Out one more than Glass Onion.
Yeah, but I would say Glass Onion's still a pretty great film.
So with Bond, anyways, with it being a period piece, absolutely yes, do that. Change it up a bit because I feel like I've grown an appeal to movies when they do, today movies when it's set back in the past. I think that's one of the strong suits of for me is Captain America. The fact that it was set in that time.
Yeah.
It didn't
First
do
Wonder
it.
Woman.
The first Wonder Woman that did it better. The whole setting of it. I think it felt a lot more realistic than the first Captain America.
Yeah.
And then you obviously had Indiana Jones recently, which I thought that it was
The
great.
stuff in the past.
Yeah. So the beginning of the film and stuff like that. So I'm up for that. If Nolan's got an idea and he's ready to set it in that time, I'm up for that because Nolan's done. He's done World War already. He's done obviously near future. He's done modern day. He's done all sorts. So this is the guy that can do any sort of period and really, I feel like he'd do the technology that they have at the time. He'd do it really well.
Yeah. Love to see some old school Bond gadgets and.
Yeah, because I'm sick and tired of it being like, oh, you got phone, you scan away, holograms and shit everywhere, and
really open up creative, problems. Give him creative problems to make creative solutions for someone back in the day.
Exactly.
A great film actually to reference for this is have you seen A Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill?
I haven't. No, I think I watched the first half an hour and I didn't. It wasn't because I didn't like. I think I had to go off and do something else.
Yeah.
I think it was actually you. You called me or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, my fault.
I went to go watch it. I went to go watch it another day, but got taken off of the streaming service. I was like, fuck! I wanted to watch that.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. No, my opinion on this is MGM should let Christopher Nolan do whatever they want because if he's showing interest in this, let him do it. Even
He
even if
probably
it's
made the
just
best one.
even if it's just one,
I was gonna say,
even if it's just one, let him do it. You know, and I think they'll get the most box office success with this as well. You
oh
know,
yeah, no, this movie's gonna make loads of money. I mean, what did the last one make? I think it did pretty well.
I think it did pretty well as well. I can't remember how much
I'm,
it
I'm
made
gonna,
exactly.
I'm gonna be honest. I know it's like a very minuscule thing, but I'm in work. I work in retail, and I heard about 3, 4 people talking about going to see James Bond, the one that we just had. And I've never had that when it comes to like films and stuff like that. I never hear people talking about it.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
even my dad went to go see that.
yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah, no, it's definitely still like a brand that people like. It's like
it's timeless.
uh,
It's timeless,
yeah, it's the alpha spy movie.
and
Like
that's why you can take it back.
Mhm.
You know,
I
uh,
feel like obviously you had the Kingsman, the one that was set in the past. Um,
I didn't see it. I didn't catch it.
I didn't see it either, but that was set in the past, as far as I'm aware, and I don't think the film is very good. Obviously, Kingsman 1 is still one of the
Yeah,
greatest modern spy
I was
movies.
this close to putting that on greatest comic book films of all time list.
Mhm.
We're this close, but
It is great. Its sequel is shit, but the first one's great,
the
even with Pedro Pascal. The sequel's not that good, but the first one's phenomenally
yeah,
good. I remember you showed me that, and I was like, I wasn't really interested into it, but I was like, this is actually a cool spy movie. It's a modern take on this spy genre kind of thing.
yeah,
That's really appealed to me. And with that, you could have then with Nolan doing like an old school movie where it's like it's a nice period piece. Like I said, you can do all the practical stuff with the practical stuff as well, man. Oh,
yeah. Shot on that
it's a match
big,
made in heaven. It's a
shot on
match
that
made in heaven.
big, massive IMAX format. Yeah,
You
please.
know what? Like I said, I've never gone to see a Bond movie in cinema. Never did it. Never really been appealed to go watch these films, even after you know really liking Daniel Craig and other movies. The Bond films I've just never really appreciated.
I didn't catch No Time to Die in the cinema, but I did get, I did watch Skyfall, Spectre. I remember Craig saying after Spectre as well, he was like, I'd rather slit my wrists than do another one. But the money must have been there because he did do another one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No. So I feel like this will tie. It'll get people that aren't Bond fans like myself. It'll get them to go see the cinema, and then
yeah,
it'll just boost the box office. I mean, Bond people that are already Bond fans and going to see these films, they're not going to object to a Christopher Nolan doing a film.
no, no chance.
Exactly. So it's just it's a match made in heaven, with the theme of the film, and it's a match made in heaven behind the scenes for the money and stuff.
Yeah, no. But MGM, let Nolan do it. That's all I've got to say on this. Kyle, this is something you will be very much interested in. Video game actors, like your voice actors and stuff like that for games, they have authorized a strike now. So they have voted to, if our negotiations fall through, then we will strike. So this is like the actors are doing right now for the big movie studios. This is for all your actors related to games. First question: they finished voice acting for Spider-Man 2 yet?
I'm sure it was done quite a while ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
don't.
fuck for that. Right, all right, that's but
Can I just say I'm glad this happened before Starfield. Starfield has the most. I'm pretty sure it's like uh, previous games have had like 80,000. I might be wrong on my numbers here. It might be like 800,000. I don't think it is. I think it's like 80,000 lines of dialogue or something. Starfield had like over 200,000 lines of dialogue. So I'm glad this happened before that, but this means then for these big, massive games, especially the stuff like GTA, the next Witcher, whenever that fucking comes out,
yeah,
it's these big, big, big games that have lots of dialogue and lots of big story. the thing that worries me with this is that it's going to really shorten certain games. Like let's say this happened during Red Dead 2, it'd probably be half the length that it is. But the strength of that game is the length. But I'm not saying it would be Red Dead 2 if obviously they have their assets. But for other games that don't have those assets to do so, it's going to be really. It will hurt how the game performs. Not performs, performance. I mean, actually, the story of what happens in the game, for example, and what they're able to actually get in the game.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
But then you've got the whole thing of, I think it was Ubisoft saying they were going to do this. We're going to get AI to write dialogue for our characters, and there's obviously AI doing voice right now. It wouldn't surprise me if these lower, not saying lower tier in like a bad way, just these smaller companies, more independent companies, end up just saying like fuck it, let AI do the whole thing. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is a bad thing because we do need our voice actors for the video games because that Spider-Man, that first Spider-Man game to me, until Spider-Man No Way Home came out, was the best Spider-Man story on any medium that I had ever seen. The powerful performance at the end from Yuri. Lowenthal, yeah, when he's speaking to Doc Ock. If you haven't played the Spider-Man game, it's about 5 years old. Get on it. That stuff's great. The scene with Aunt May at the end. These performances, voice actors are a different caliber of actor because they need to show emotion in every level of their voice. They don't get to use sometimes they do. They get a bit of mocap here and there, like with the God of War games and stuff like that. But more often than not, they need to make sure their voice performance is, And I kind of hope the video game industry learns from what's happening with the film industry right now, because they could just, see that, oh no, these people will strike and they'll strike for a long time. Kyle's playing with his balls, I think. But still.
Lad nerd.
Me. Yeah. Right. I've kind of lost where I'm thinking now, but I just want to get on to the next thing because it's something I really want to speak about.
I'll play with my balls.
And I know you do. You ready for this next one, Kyle?
I mean, yeah. What for you? What's like? I got a question. What's your favorite vocal performance in video games? Like, just genuinely. Just curious. It's just because it's.
Do you know you're gonna judge me because it sounds a bit basic and dull. But definitely, what is it? Is it Christopher Summit who does Kratos?
Christopher Lloyd, is it?
No, don't think it's Lloyd.
I want to Google this.
Google this right now. But yeah, the guy who does the voice work for Kratos.
What's happening right now is that we're on a giant rock moving at a speed of 2,000 miles per hour and orbiting a giant star made up of mostly hydrogen. Also, we're chatting, which I enjoy.
Google, shut up. The phone started speaking to me. I fucking shit my pants. So what the fuck? I'll have to get fucking out. Yeah, well that scared me.
Christopher Judge.
Yeah. No, I think he's great as Kratos. But what else I think he's great? Are you ready for this, Kyle? AHSOKA Episode 7. That's right. The penultimate of the day. The penultimate. I can't even say it. The penultimate episode of AHSOKA. We've got one more left.
I don't even know what the fuck you said then when you said it properly.
Penultimate.
Who the fuck says that?
Everyone?
No, mate.
Kyle, you know you got a massive pair of balls on bottom of that mug.
Wait, what?
Yes, the penultimate episode of AHSOKA. We've got one more left after this. I really enjoyed this episode. I watched it first thing this morning, so I didn't get it spoilt for me. These
Americans.
Yes, there's one thing that irks me a bit about this episode, but I think they're going to resolve it next week, so I don't want to pile on it too much. So I'll just say it now, get it out of the way. This scene right here, when Sabine goes to hand Ezra his lightsaber, and he's like, no, the Force is my ally, it's cool. I was like, okay. But then at the end of the fight, he's picking up a blaster and shooting stormtroopers. So I was like, the Force is the ally of my ass. So I think maybe next week I might see a bit of a different side of that, so I don't want to pile on that right away. But yeah.
For me, I'll be honest, I like the scene. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. Ezra really getting entwined with the Force. It really shows that he's quite powerful. I've seen a lot of theories out there where he's not actually good, and I'm like, no, that's just... I don't think that's the case with his character.
And do you know what I like about him as well? It's been about 10 years, like from Mr. Rebels, from Rebels to this. Because he hasn't been around anyone or all like that. He's kind of just stayed the same, and he hasn't grown as he's grown as a person, but he hasn't he's still got that young boyish charm about him that he had.
Yeah, I've never watched Rebels, so I can't tell, but I really liked his character. I thought this is pretty cool. He seems kind of wise. My only issue is with that whole Force scene is that it felt a bit
forced.
I thought he was what?
I said forced.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, it didn't feel forced. It was the case of how he used the Force. I thought it was going to be a bit more it was just basically Force pushing people.
Yeah.
I thought he could use it in really interesting ways. I thought maybe he's honed his thing. I thought maybe we were going to see little stones rise up in the ground. I thought we were going to see stormtroopers float up in the ground and then just slam down or something like that. See something really different with the Force. But no, it was just Force pushing. Don't get me wrong. I like that he's he's really using the Force as his ally and using it to protect himself.
Yeah.
But I feel do you know when they get surrounded by the stormtroopers?
Yeah.
That's when I thought, oh, he's gonna lift up their weapons or lift up the stormtroopers or something, and he's gonna do something kind of not overly powerful, kind of like Starkiller from the Force Unleashed games. I'm not saying anything like that, but he's gonna maybe disarm them or just maybe do something a little interesting. But instead, they get surrounded. They're pretty much fucked. And he just Force pushes people around.
Another great thing. I'll reel off a couple of great things now. AHSOKA versus Balin 2.0. I thought that were great. It was only a little fight.
It left Balin in a weird spot though, because it was where is Balin?
Well, I love this thing as well, where Balin has realised that he's on a completely different path to Shin, and he's like, on you go on your way and do this. I wonder what Balin's up to. I really do. Because
that's the question people should be asking. Not is Ezra evil kind of thing. It's no, what the fuck is Balin doing?
Yeah, and then when he's fighting Ahsoka, he's like, I can't let you get involved. That were great.
Okay.
The last message that Anakin left for Ahsoka. I was like, oh shit. I actually really like that as well. Obviously you see one in Rebels. That he left for her. And this is, she says he made 20 of them and this is the last one. So, I
want to go through the whole 20, maybe.
I want to see them all. All the name drops in there. You could near beginning at Clone Wars. He says General Grievous, Asajj Ventress, Count Dooku, and he says you have to train harder than me because he knows he's so talented, and he's just naturally gifted with the Force. But yeah, it's always nice seeing Hayden Christensen.
Absolutely. I was speaking to our friend. He's my friend at work. Obviously, we've been to cinema with him. Obviously, I won't name drop him just in case he don't want that.
We're
but
friends. We're friends.
friends.
No matter what Kyle says, we're friends.
Yep. And we were speaking about it. It was just like Hayden's like so underappreciated, man. Like because like we say, Hayden was given the best that he could do with at the time with Revenge of the Sith.
He'd give his best at that moment in time.
And he did, and obviously my friend at work said like it really does like kind of go with the performance, and I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that, but really thinking about it now, Anakin's very much, in that film he was very like off balance in the situation that he was in. Maybe he was confident in the Clone Wars because he was general. He had the title of general. He was a Jedi Knight, and he had his own Padawan and everything. And he felt more, like when you're around like her, Ahsoka. Obviously, she's a Padawan. He's gonna be a bit more like showy offy kind of thing. But then when he's around Obi-Wan, he just becomes a little bit more.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Nervous.
At the time as well in Revenge of the Sith, when that film starts, he has just said, he don't know it at the time. He has just said his last goodbye to Ahsoka. If that final 4 episodes of Ahsoka and Revenge of the Sith are just happening all at the same time, and there's so many nice nods going throughout it. He finds out he's got a child on the way. He's going to be a completely different person, and he's having visions that the person he loves is going to die. He's not been plagued with any of that yet. He's had loss, his mother and stuff like that, but he's risen above it. Some would say, well, after slaughtering all them sand people, but still.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, it's just Hayden Christian, man. Hayden Christian. Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christian.
Hayden Christensen.
Yes.
Is, I felt like, he was a bit underappreciated in the, maybe a couple of years ago. Now I feel like he's starting to get the love that he genuinely does deserve. Because at the end of the day, and I feel sorry for the young Anakin as well, because I was watching The Phantom Menace, I think it was like last week, and I was just like, this kid isn't like annoying or whiny or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure Luke's more whiny than young Anakin.
He would just do what he was told.
Yeah, and it was just, I feel like it's the curse of Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
If it's a bad Star Wars movie, people are gonna really fucking hate it, and then years later, they're gonna turn around and say they love it, or the audience, like the younger audience, are gonna come up and say, "Oh, we watched this as a kid, we loved it, and we still love it now."
Yeah.
I can't lie. I'm not gonna, sit and lie and sit here and say, look, I can sit through the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, watch all the Star Wars movies in one go, because they weren't perfect. But I feel like when I started watching the Clone Wars, the first season, because I was trying to get up to, the latest season with Ahsoka and everything. To me, when I watched that and then I went to go watch the Phantom Menace, I was like, this just feels like a little bit goofy, but it just feels like the Clone Wars, and I'm starting to really, really fucking enjoy it. And again, I never thought the young Anakin kid was at all the worst choice for it. I thought he fits the role. He's a kid.
He did what Lucas wanted, but
I feel like he did well.
But but some more great things about this episode. Obviously, the reunion between Ezra and Ahsoka. That was great to see. Thrawn again. Lars Mikkelsen. Yes. He
I need to ask you a question. Sorry. Where does this episode stand for you? Because I'm really, really interested.
I do not think. So I'll say this right now. I think this is a great episode. It does not reach the heights of episode 4, 5, and 6 for me. If you know what I mean. It's probably just under them, but we've had 3 great episodes in a row, and this one's great as well. But obviously, this is what I want to get onto though. This needs to stick the landing now, because I really liked 5 episodes of Secret Invasion, and then that last episode was.
For me, it was 4 out of those 5. For me, with Ahsoka, I feel like it's currently for me. Other than the animated shows, I'm gonna say it's up there with the Mandalorian. Maybe not season. It's definitely better than season 3 of Mandalorian for me.
Yeah.
But this episode, you're gonna disagree with me. You've already disagreed with me. I think it's the second best episode, not just because Anakin shows up.
No, a lot of people, from what I've heard, of people, you know, someone else who I watch on YouTube. After I watched it, the episode this morning on my way to work, I watched his, you know, he's just immediate reaction to the episode. He did like a 2-minute video. He says it's his favorite episode. Christian Harloff. He's a massive Star Wars fan.
The thing I loved about this episode was just the fact of it felt like there was loads of things around, so it felt like a really beefy episode. Whereas like other episodes felt like it focused on too much on this and then a little bit of that.
Well, I really love this episode. I do. I think it's a great episode. But we've just had a lot of great episodes, I think.
No, they're all pretty good. You know, but for me, this is like hit a nice high for me, where it's like it's a really solid Ahsoka episode. Still has all these other characters in it that still felt core to the whole episode. So that's why it stands as the second best episode for me. Not people are gonna be like, oh, because Anakin showed up, and it's like
it's a minuscule part in the episode, so it doesn't even affect it.
Yeah. It was just the action were great. Except for the force pushing stuff, I was kind of like thought he was going to do something.
Yeah, no, the fight 2.0 with Balin and Ahsoka, great. The fight with Ezra,
too short though.
Ezra. I think we're going to get a big one next week though. Ezra, Sabine, and Shin, that were great. Shin shits her pants and fucking runs off from Ahsoka. I thought that were pretty cool. But yeah, I do want to talk about FRON some more, because even though, you know, Morgan kind of sees it as a loss on the battlefield, he like calculates it in his head and he goes, this is an acceptable loss for you know, the unexpected desertion of Balin, and he says I don't
think he says desertion. I feel like disappearance.
Yeah, somewhat like that. And then he says, even though he says this has still furthered our main objective, which is to get off this planet, and there's one thing she can't control, and that's time. And the look on his face when he, you know, finds out that Ahsoka was Anakin's Padawan. Because FRON, Anakin was the person who brought FRON into the Republic back in the day. And FRON was one of the only people to figure out that Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker. Just because of the way he carried himself. So he knows that. And, you know, like he says, if she's anything like a master, then she's going to be unpredictable. Which was great to see. And I really do think we're going to end the season with FRON winning. You can't have him go in Rebels and have a loss at the end of Rebels and then, oh, FRON's coming back, and then, oh, we beat him again. No, FRON is going to be the villain of that main Mandalorian verse film. Definitely. Lars Mikkelsen is doing it perfectly as well. And I know a lot of people are complaining about his weight. Fuck you. He's an old man. It's hard to stay in shape. I can't even do it now and I'm 24 years old. So, yeah.
I mean, it's not like he has to be, like, ring about or anything like that. The guy just, you know...
Well, I think people are angry because FRON is canonically jacked. You know, keeps himself in shape. I'm not bothered about that with FRON right now. I'm bothered about his mind and his performance. And that's been perfect. So, yeah. And, you know, even the stuff in the council as well. Let's just mention that stuff with Hera and Mon Mothma.
What a fucking surprise it was for C-3PO coming on. I was just like, oh, 3PO.
It was nice.
Yeah, and he was in the seat of Leia. Oh, I just thought, you hit me there. You know, him taking over, being the substitute for Leia Organa. Yeah. Oh, I just thought, I was like, literally, I was sat, and me and Zara were watching the episode. Zara hasn't seen last week's episode, but so we just watched the recap of it because I just wanted to jump into it. Obviously, we had to watch it early. But as soon as I saw 3PO, I was like, 3PO!
Yeah.
Like, I was put a big smile on my face, man. Like, I was just like, it's just nice. It really made me feel Star Warsy in a weird way.
Yeah, and they also mentioned, the retaking of Mandalore there,
Yes,
and they mentioned
yeah,
Moff Gideon.
Yep, to Mando season 3.
So yeah, that's give us a clear timeline now of where it's set.
Mm-hmm.
After that. So yeah. Overall, I'm happy with this episode. Overall, I'm happy with this season. So far, they've got to stick the landing. And do you know what? In Dave Filoni, I have faith.
It absolutely will stick the landing.
Yeah.
I'd put money on it that it will. I don't think it's going to be like Secret Invasion, where it won't. But, it could not stick the landing, but I have really high faith in Dave Filoni. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just a quick one for you. Sabine check. How are you feeling now? Obviously, you were starting to come around on her a bit more last week. What do you think of her in this episode?
Yeah, so a bit of context here for anyone who maybe not followed the reviews previously. I didn't
Kyle,
like
with the biggest channel in the world, they saw the last review.
I'm just saying. I'm not the biggest fan of Sabine Wren in live action. I've not seen the show. I can't base it off of that. People love her in the show, apparently. I don't love her in the live action adaptation. I didn't think she was great at acting. I don't want to, obviously, I can't act to save my fucking life, but it felt very unconvincing, and the character wasn't making me like, I didn't hate the character, I didn't, dislike it, I was just like, I don't really care. There's nothing that's got me caring. But last week's episode, that turned it around for me. I was like, oh, I kind of like this character a bit more now. I'm getting on board with Sabine Wren. And then this episode comes round, and to be honest, the thing that I didn't like the most about it is that we didn't get enough Sabine Wren.
Oh, what did I tell you at the end of that first two episodes? I said by the end of this, you will like Sabine. And do you know what? People might think I was mad about Ezra using the blaster because I want to see him use his lightsaber. No, keep that lightsaber in Sabine's hands. I think she would.
She will fucking sick.
She would great with it.
Oh wow, yeah.
I think we will see him with one in his hand by the end of the show. I know Dave Filoni will cock tease us like that a bit, but I don't think it'll be that one.
Yeah, with Sabine though, the one thing I'd really love to see, and I feel like that'd not round off the character of me really loving the character or anything. I just feel like it'll add to Sabine Wren. What if she's kind of like in the Jedi Survivor game, where you have all these multiple lightsaber stances, and one of them is lightsaber blaster. Sabine Wren,
yeah,
that would be cool. Where she's like she's Jedi, but she's got Mandalorian roots, so she's able to and then shoot away through.
I'm not saying anything bad as well because I think she's a gorgeous woman, but I want to see her put that helmet back on.
Okay. Yeah,
I want to see Mandalorian Jedi.
Yeah, that would be pretty badass. Yeah.
Give to us what Din Djarin couldn't because he couldn't lift his sabi. His sabi.
Yeah, but I feel like if they do that, they need to give her a bit more of a roby look. Maybe some long robes, and then still have the armor pieces.
Well, they kind of did that last week, didn't they? When she were wandering, but yeah. The Sabine hot toy, is that a pre-order for you then?
I want to watch Rebels first, but so far, I mean, if I've got loads of hot toys I really want to get. Obviously Anakin Skywalker and clone armor now. That's been one that's been lingering in my mind a bit.
Yeah.
But I can't lie, you kind of put me off it because I was like, oh, I think it looks really cool, but you don't think the armor looks a bit weird. I'm like, I kind of like it. So
I'd hold off because I think they're going to do one for this.
No, I know. So there's obviously that I'd like to get as a hot toy format. Sabine Wren. Yeah, if I had a list of all the hot toys I wanted,
Should be on it.
should be on it absolutely. But do you know what? I don't know a fucking thing about Ezra's character. I'm gonna say Ezra Miller. I don't know anything.
We
about
know a lot
Ezra.
about him.
Well, we do, yeah. I don't know anything about Ezra's character, but the whole robe looks.
Well, you know that
It's
chainmail armor he's got there?
Yeah.
That's Stormtrooper dog tags.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
That's dope. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's badass.
Okay, yeah, that's a hot toy. That's a hot toy. And do
So-
you know what as well? When he gets his hair sliced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, she's going for the kill here.
Yeah, but definitely, obviously, love seeing Shin as well. Love Shin.
I know you do.
Balin. All great performances all round. Let's wrap this episode up because we're coming up to an hour. We've been talking for ages. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to our channel. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. When we hit 100 subscribers, we will be watching Morbius for 24 hours straight.
On a live stream.
Live Morbius, 24 hours straight. It'd be funny if we did that and if we did that and nobody watched it. So we'd be doing it for no. But yeah,
I think it will get some traction. I think non-subscribers will probably watch it as well.
yeah. So yeah, Morbius for 24 hours. When we get to 100, that's by the end of the year. So if we hit 100 by the end of the year, we'll do that. Obviously we've gained some traction this week. You know, we're nearly at 60 now already, and we just did our thank you for 50 video at the weekend. So let's do it. So yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit, and we will see you guys tomorrow. I think we'll do a video tomorrow because we're off to the cinema on Friday. We'll probably, obviously we're seeing the film at 6, so if we get home soon enough, we can probably do a review for the creator on Friday night as well, like an actual review instead of just a straight out of the theatre. Because we're gonna have to do 2 reviews on Saturday, Gen V, and
let's do an hour of theatre. I enjoy them.
we'll do an out of the theatre, and we'll do a proper
the very first reaction kind of thing.
But right, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love, and thank you for tolerating Kyle. Not many people can.
Thank you for my mic, Callum.
Yeah. I even give him the Spider-Man stand. You know.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said he can't have the stand I've got because I need it, and you know.
To hold up the chair.
No, to hold up my weight from underneath my gut. Anyway, we'll see you guys when we see you. Give him a wave, Kyle. Nice.